I think you'll find some interesting things here. Today it's October favorites, and I'll have to tell you, I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't think that October was a big month of trying new things for me, but it ends up that I found a lot of products that are either replacing my holy grails or they're right up there with my holy grails. If you're new here, I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. I hope you'll consider subscribing while you're here and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 and over 60 women, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. Today I have an interesting mix, lots of makeup, one skincare item, I think, a few lifestyle items, and then something special I want to share with you at the end of the video that I think you'll find interesting. As always, all products that I mentioned today will be listed and linked below. Super easy for you to find. And with that, let's hop into it. Believe it or not, I found yet another concealer this month that I think is really, really good, particularly for more mature skin. It is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. This is from the same line as one of my absolute favorite foundations, the Dior Forever Skin Glow. This is the foundation that I use when I want my skin to look really, really pretty. It is just lovely on the skin, particularly my more mature skin. I had been wanting to try the concealer in that line for a long time. I finally ordered it, and you know what? It's really, really good. I'm actually wearing it today, and most of the things I'll be talking about today are on my face, so you'll be able to see them in action. This Dior Forever Skin Correct is just a lovely formula. It comes with a doe foot applicator, and I can tell you what, when I put it on my skin, it feels very emollient and more like skincare than a makeup product. It blends in beautifully, doesn't crease up on me well as much as any other concealer does, because you know I do have a lot of crinkly wrinkles under my eyes, and I do of course get creasing from any concealer, but this one really does set down quite nicely. The formula is very, very moisturizing and hydrating, and it feels just really, really good underneath my eyes. I can say that it is not the lightest concealer that I own, but it is a really, really effective product. It has great coverage, wears wonderfully throughout the day, and I'm really a fan. The next question you're going to ask is, do I like it more than my Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer? And the answer is probably not, but I think it's just a personal preference. There's something about this formula that just resonates with me. My guess is that just as many of you, if not more, would prefer this concealer over this one. It's just a weird little quirk I have with the Tarte Creamy Concealer. This formula is excellent, and the price point really is very, very good for the amount of product that you get. So absolutely a favorite this month, the Forever Skin Correct from Dior. Next, I want to talk about a product I found this month that has a specific use for me because I'm a more mature woman. This is the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer in the color Amber. You can see it right here. This is a wonderful formula. It's a cream contour. I really, really like it, but for contouring my face, I don't know that I like it better than a lot of others in my collection. What I do love this for, and it's specific to this color, is to contour underneath my chin. You can see right here that the color itself is a very cool tone, and it has a little bit of a gray shift into it. Here, I'll put it right here on my hand. You can see that it really does create a shadow-like look on my skin. What I like to do is use my stipple brush, put it into the product, and contour underneath my chin and down onto my neck. The reason that this is so effective is because of that color. It has that kind of gray tone that really creates a shadow underneath my chin, which I like because it makes my double chin look a little less double. It's a full the eye technique that dark colors recede, and I like to have that effect underneath my chin and down onto my neck. Today I used this on my chin and neck area, and I used the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It on the rest of my face. This is a cool tone as well, but it's not as cool toned as the Fenty, and this seems to warm my face up and kind of bronze it a little bit more than this would. However, for creating that shadow look underneath my chin, I haven't found anything better, so I'm absolutely loving this Fenty cream contour in the color amber. Another product that I'm over the moon about, and I'm so glad to find it. This is not new. It's been out for, I think, a few months now. This is the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. And it's one of those products that has so many different applications. It's a lot of fun to play with. You can use this particular product as a base for your foundation, as a highlighter, as a primer. There are so many different uses. It's very, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter at a fraction of the price. This comes in a number of colors, and I got it in 00 Fair Light, and today I'm using it as the highlight on my complexion. It is so fun to work with. It is so versatile. You could do so many things with this product, and it's so very affordable. This really is quite a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter at a very, very affordable drugstore price. So loving the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. I found a new line of makeup this month that I really am thrilled about because I feel like they do such a good job at what it is they're doing, and they fill a very unique niche in the makeup market. It's a company called Beauty Pie, and Beauty Pie is a membership program where you can become a member, go onto their website, and have a selection of really gorgeous luxury high-end makeup products at almost a drugstore price. Truly, so many of the products on their website are at a drugstore price. There's a few that's a little bit more, but there's nothing that's super, super expensive. And I'll tell you what, I've tried a lot of their products and I'm really impressed. I did do a full get ready with me this month, and I'll go ahead and link it up here in case you didn't see it. That'll give you an opportunity to learn more about the company and how the whole structure works, which is actually really pretty easy. You just pay a yearly membership fee, which I think is $59, and I have a coupon code for $10 off of that. So it's very, very reasonable. And with that, you get a membership to go on their site and purchase products at really, really discounted prices. I tried several of their products this month and was really impressed with so much of what I tried. The number one favorite that I had for the Get It Ready With Me was this eyeshadow palette. This is the Gorgeous Cool Neutrals eyeshadow palette. And you can see the colors right here. I am wearing it on my eyes today, and what really stands out for me about this particular palette is the sophistication of the colors. Truly, the colorway in this palette for a neutral palette is really a standout for me because each tone is just so well put together. The formula is easy to work with. They blend out beautifully. I'm just really a fan of this palette and enjoy all the looks that I've put together with it. For my look today, I started out with this very light taupe color all over the lid from top to bottom. Then I moved in this soft shell pink, and that went in the transition area above my crease. Then I moved over here to this taupe color, and that went into the deeper part of my crease and towards the outside of my lid. Then I took a tiny little angle brush into this charcoal black and drew that along my lash line and winged it up just a little bit. For my lid area, I dipped into this silver color right here and just patted that on with my finger. Really a fan of this palette. This is the Cool Neutrals from Beauty Pie. Another favorite from Beauty Pie, and this has actually replaced two of my holy grails. This is the Beauty Pie Flawless Eyeshadow Primer. I've been using this since it came in and I tried it the first time. It kind of comes in a little squeezy tube type packaging, and it has a small little doe foot applicator. Here's what I like so much about this formula, and you can see it right here. It's a very easy to work with formula that has an opacity to it that really helps to cover up the lines and discolorations on my lids, which get more significant as every year goes by. I don't know why it does that, but it does. This formula hangs on to my eyeshadow really, really well, and that opacity, that color right there, helps the eyeshadow colors to pop. For me, this particular formula is almost like the Milani and the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primers had a baby. I really do like the Milani, but it doesn't cover up the discoloration on my lids like the Anastasia Beverly Hills does over here. The problem with the Anastasia Beverly Hills primer is that it's really, really hard to get a tiny enough amount to just get a thin coating on my lids. It's so very, very potent. So this particular formula is kind of a nice combination of these two. It feels very creamy and it blends in really well and creates a nice foundation for eyeshadow. You can see how it looks right here. It's really a great formula and I'm a huge fan. The next product that has replaced a holy grail for me from Beauty Pie is their Super Luminous Genius Under Eye Corrector. I love this corrector. You can see the pretty packaging right here, and when it comes to Beauty Pie, one of the standout features for me is the packaging. To get this quality of packaging in a very, very affordable makeup product is such a thrill for me, because one of the sticky wickets I have with drugstore makeup is the packaging is always so hard to get into and falls apart pretty frequently. All the packaging on the Beauty Pie products is really, really gorgeous. This particular product comes in this beautiful little container, and you can see the color right here. The difference between this and what I was using it for is this particular product has a luminosity to it, and you can see it right here. It does a great job of not only covering up the purple circles underneath my eyes, but it creates a brightness and a little bit of a luminous look, which I think is so very pretty. The under eye corrector that I had been using for a long time, and I still love it, is the Pixie Under Eye Corrector, and you can see how both of them look right here. This has the peach color, but it doesn't have the brightening and it doesn't have that luminosity. Let me go ahead and put it next to that luminous one. You can see right here, here's the Pixie Peach Corrector. Here's the Luminous Genius Under Eye Corrector from Beauty Pie. What I've found is I really like that brightness and that luminosity, because my under eyes can get really shadowy looking because the skin there is not very taut. It's a little bit looser. So I try to keep my under eye area a little bit lighter and brighter than the rest of my face, and this formula really helps me to do that. It's very, very creamy, super comfortable. I really can't say enough about this. I think it's such a great find. This is the Super Luminous Genius Under Eye Corrector from Beauty Pie. I'm in the color light medium. The next product that I'm over the moon about is this tiny little blush from NARS. This particular blush is a legend in the makeup community. Truly, it is an icon. It's been around for a long, long time. I had never tried it. What I did have in my collection was the Luminoso blush from Milani, and a lot of people consider the Luminoso a dupe for the Orgasm blush from NARS. But guess what? In my opinion, they're not even close. I have been using this particular blush for, gosh, a couple of years now, and I finally just thought, you know what, I'm going to order the Orgasm blush because I want to see what it's like. I can tell you what, there is some mystical, magical voodoo in this particular blush that makes it so very beautiful. I was completely stunned when I first put it on because it is so gorgeous. I'm wearing it today and it is so very, very pretty. Truly, I am so glad that I finally tried this blush. There is a shift in this blush coupled with the color that is so beautiful, and it looks so very natural on the skin. And when you turn your cheek, it's just so very pretty. I'm so glad that I finally tried it. Let me go ahead and put the Luminoso next to the Orgasm blush, and you'll be able to see the difference. Here's the NARS Orgasm right here, and here's the Luminoso. You can see the Luminoso is a little bit more peachy, and it just doesn't have that supernatural look with that incredible shift to it. I've worn this almost every day since it came in. I just really am in love with this blush. Now you can see mine is teeny tiny, and what I found out from one of you is that this is the travel size. I don't know if I ordered this by mistake or if it was the only one available on the website, but I'll tell you, I wish I would have gotten the full size. I think it's only $10 more, which to me is a much better buy. I absolutely know that I'm going to always want this in my collection just because of how it looks on the skin and how it performs. So if you're looking on the website and you see two different sizes, this is the teeny tiny one. I would suggest if you want to get this, pick up the bigger one. I think it's a better value. Absolutely in love with the NARS Orgasm blush. It's incredibly beautiful on the skin. The last makeup product I want to talk about today is a mascara. Now, this mascara was recommended to me from one of you, and it was actually several months back. Well, I bought the mascara, I put it on my makeup table, and I didn't end up trying it until a couple of weeks ago. It is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. Have you heard of this? This is a very, very interesting, very cool mascara, and I truly do love it. It has an interesting wand in that the mascara wand itself, you can see it right here, almost has no bristles on it. And the wand is very long and very thin. This mascara creates the longest, most fluttery, feathery lashes of any mascara I've used in a long, long time. The first time I used it on its own without a mascara base, and I was so blown away with how long and feathery and light my lashes looks. It really does lengthen. Then I got curious and started to wonder how it would look if I used it with a mascara base. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, and I generally use this underneath my mascara all the time, but the first time I tried the telescopic, I wanted to do it on its own. Well, the next time I used it, I tried it with the mascara base, and oh my gosh, the base really creates a much more voluminous lash along with the length. You can see it on my lashes today. They really are very, very long, very lengthened, and very, very full. This goes on really easily, hardly any clumping. I like this formula very, very much. So if you're casting around for a drugstore mascara that's really good, I can tell you the Telescopic Carbon Black from L'Oreal, I'm a fan. Now I want to hop into what is probably one of the most popular makeup products out in the world today. This is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy Brush Collection. How gorgeous are these? This line of brushes is so popular, and everyone I've talked to that has used them loves them, including me. When this set first came in, and I did get it in PR, thank you very much BK Beauty and Angie. I'm so thrilled to have tried these. I kind of put them aside because for me, brushes sometimes don't create that much excitement in my world. Well, I finally pulled them out and tried them, and oh my gosh, I can't believe how good they are. And the thing that I think about every time I use these brushes is how much thought that Angie put into designing this line of brushes. She had full control over the whole design and line, and she really did a great job and was very, very thoughtful with each and every one. As you can see, there's 5 eye brushes and 2 face brushes. Let's talk about the eye brushes first. One of the concepts about this line is that they're put together in a way that works really well for mature skin. Because the bristles themselves are so very soft, they don't move your skin around as much as other brushes. The skin on my eyes is not very taut anymore, and it's really easy for me to get a brush that just moves the skin back and forth and doesn't address the eyeshadow or smooth the eyeshadow out very well. These brushes really do solve that problem. Every single brush I've used in this collection, I am so impressed with the shape and the size that Angie chose. They're really done right. So we have a nice big blending brush here. This particular brush right here, which is the A502, this is so good for getting color right inside that crease. It's a little bit smaller than a tapered brush is usually in this size, and that smaller size is just so wonderful. And I appreciate it every time I use it because I really can do very detailed work with this brush. The 504 is another even smaller brush, great for that outer corner and along the lash line. There's a flat brush that I use today for patting color on my lid. And then the A501 is a larger, flatter brush that does such a great job of applying eyeshadow. What I can say about this brush collection is that the thoughtfulness that went into it is really, really impressive. I've enjoyed both the face brushes as well. This is an angled blush brush right here. This is a concealer brush that Angie designed based on the extremely popular BK Beauty 101 foundation brush that sells out all the time. So this is almost a smaller version of this. When I first used these, I didn't use this brush as my concealer brush in a Get Ready With Me, and so many of you commented about it. The reason that I didn't use this brush for my concealer is that I've really kind of gotten hooked on using this particular brush from BK Beauty. This is their 205 brush, and you can see it has kind of an angle right here, and it's smaller, and I can really get in there. Well, today I used this for my concealer, and I really liked it. So many of you have commented to me how good this brush collection is, and you know what? I absolutely agree with you. I am super, super impressed. There's good news and bad news with this collection. The good news is it's so very good. The bad news is that it's currently sold out. I think they must have sold out within the first day or two. It's been so very, very popular. Keep an eye on the BK Beauty website, and I have a coupon down below if you want to take advantage of that when you do end up purchasing them when they come back into stock. I'm sure they'll restock just as quickly as they can because this is such a good brush set. If you're a more mature woman whose skin on their upper eyes is not as taut as it used to be, you'll really, really love these. So this is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush collection. Now we're going to move into skincare, and I have been hesitating to talk about this particular product for a while now because I don't have significant before and after pictures to share with you. And generally when I talk about a skincare product or device, I want to be able to show you the pictures and the impact that it's made on my skin because I feel like that would help you understand the results that I have had from using it. This particular product I've been using with great results, but I don't have pictures, and I'm not even sure that pictures would really tell the story because the changes are a little bit subtle for something that you would see in a video. The product is the Multi-Action Sculpting Cream from City Beauty. This is marketed as a formula that will tighten and firm the skin up. I had had this in-house for a while. City Beauty had sent me a selection of their products and I kind of set them aside. Well, a few months back, I picked this up and decided to use it. And I used it in the evening after I put on my skincare. Once I put it on my face, and about 30 to 40 minutes later, I was sitting around the house and I noticed a difference in how my skin felt. It felt a little tighter and a little bit snappier. Does that make sense? In other words, it felt like the skin itself was a little bit tauter. I went and looked in the mirror and by golly, that's what had happened. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but the jar is almost empty. I have been using this fairly regularly the past few months and it really does make a profound impact in my skin. And here's what it does. It just makes my skin look a little bit more tighter, firmer, and like it's snapped into place. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it, but that's how it feels to me. I put this all over my face in the morning after I do my skincare and my moisturizer. I let my moisturizer sink in for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I put this on my face, just a thin coat on my forehead, my cheeks, my chin, down my neck, and I also focus it on my eyelids. What happens in about 10 to 15 minutes is it really just firms out my skin. It's a weird process and I don't even know if I can describe it in a way that you would understand it. Another thing that this does, which I was so surprised at, is it really blurs out my skin and it almost acts like a primer all over my face, my eyelids, my cheeks, my chin, my nose, the whole thing. It's an interesting formula. I hope that I'm describing it in a way that's easier to understand. I could take pictures of my skin before I use it in the morning and after I use it. I'm not sure that the camera would pick up what I'm seeing. What I can tell you is that this is now a regular part of my routine and has been for quite a while. As far as it just kind of firming up and snapping my skin into place, it's completely interesting to me. And that blurring effect, I'm wondering if I could use this without a primer and without an eyeshadow primer and have it work really, really well. Now you guys know that I've been using the City Beauty Invisicrepe Body Balm on my neck for quite a while. This particular formula is different than this. This leaves my skin more hydrated, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what kind of magic is in this particular cream, but when I don't use it for a few days, like if I'm traveling or if I just forget or I get lazy at night and I don't put it on, I can really, really tell. The skin on my neck just starts getting a little bit looser and looser and looser, and all of a sudden I'll look in the mirror and go, oh my gosh. and back to using this really, really regularly. My passion for this is getting close to my passion for this. They both tighten and firm my skin. They just do it in a different way. This leaves a more hydrated, moisturized feel to my skin. This leaves more of a prepped and primed and blurred out, tighter looking finish to my skin. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, new love for me, the Multi-Action Sculpting Cream from City Beauty. I want to hop into one hair care product, and you guys have heard me talk about Haielle quite a bit. I want to shout out this month their leave-in conditioner. My hair is color treated, and I'll tell you what, it gets bleached every few months and then a toner goes on top of it. It would be very, very easy for my hair to get very, very dry and straw-like because of the heavy color treating that I do. I really credit this leave-in hydrating conditioner from Haielle to creating the most soft, supple, silky hair. It's amazing to me. I use the Haielle shampoo and conditioner while I'm in the shower. I'll get out of the shower and spray on this leave-in conditioner, work it through my hair, and then blow dry my hair. I am always so stunned at how silky soft my hair feels when I'm done blow drying it, because it doesn't deserve to feel that way because of the heavy color treating I do. This does such a great job of really keeping that heat from ruining my hair and leaving my hair really silky, shiny, and soft. So absolutely loving the Hydrate Leave-In Conditioner from Haielle. I want to share a little lifestyle product that I got this month that I'm so thrilled about. I waited so long to get one of these. It's ridiculous. I don't know why I do this to myself. If you follow my channel for a while, you might know that I do French press coffee in the morning, and I use the French press machine. Well, once the coffee's all made, there's no element in that French press to keep the coffee warm. Well, I finally got a carafe to keep my coffee in, and it's such a little thing. It seems almost silly. This has made such a difference in my morning, honestly. For me, coffee is not one cup of coffee in the morning. It is all morning long. It's like a whole thing. It's a love affair. And the fact that I put my coffee from my French press into this and it keeps it warm is delightful. It has just made my morning so much better. This is a really, really good carafe in that it does keep the coffee good and hot. And actually, there's still some coffee in here. It's about noon. And I'll tell you what, I could take this right out and pour it into my coffee cup and it would be hot. This is a great brand. It's called Tekin. You can find it right off of Amazon. I'll have it listed below. I ended up getting the bigger size because I wanted to be able to put a lot of coffee in here if I'm having company and keep it warm all morning long. So huge fan, made a big difference in my morning, loving my coffee carafe. Now I'm going to hop into the last product I'm going to share today, and I hope you stayed until now. If you did, I'm so glad because this is really, really cool, and I'm really thrilled to share it with you. When I started my YouTube channel, I really wanted to find out if very, very mature skin that had been neglected all its life could be fixed with at-home products and devices. Well, I pretty much found out that, yeah, you can. And I think I've made some pretty significant changes to the skin on my face over the last 2 years. If you're new here or you're not familiar with the journey that I've taken with my skin, I'll go ahead and link a video up here that will show you before and after pictures. After 2 years of really working on the skin on my face, I kind of feel like I have a pretty good handle on what it takes to get neglected, mature skin to a brighter, shinier, firmer, more youthful look. It was a long process, but I feel like I pretty much know how to put that whole program together now. Once I came to that realization, and I think it was probably my 2-year results video, it made me start thinking about, well, if I can do this for the skin on my face, what if I focused all that energy and interest into just healing my entire body? Because really, that's all I did with my skin. I just healed it from neglect and gave it the nutrients and other ingredients that it needed to really be its very best at its 64-year-old age. That curiosity led me to hop into investigating what it takes to get an older body like mine into very, very tip-top shape. Long story short is I've been on this journey now for about 6 or 7 months, and you know what? I made the exact same mistakes with this journey as I did with my skincare. When I first started my skincare routine, I really didn't know anything about making more mature skin look a little brighter and fresher. And what I did is I just ran out, bought a whole bunch of stuff, and started slathering it on my face. Well, that's not the way you want to do it. And now I really talk about prepping your skin and exfoliating, cleaning it, using sunscreen, getting your skin ready and prepped for the new nutrients that you're going to be introducing in your skincare routine. Well, it turns out that that's exactly what I did on my Heal My Body journey. The first thing I did is I just went out, bought a whole bunch of supplements, started stuffing them down my throat, and you know what? That's not the way you want to do it. It's not. The concept is the same as what we want to do with our skin that we want to end up doing with our bodies, and that is cleaning your body up, getting it cleansed, doing purges, doing all the things that we need to do to get out as many of the toxins as possible to kind of clean the slate and have a new, fresh environment to start building the body up with the nutrients that you need. I really am so passionate about this because I feel like we have learned that so much can be done to improve more mature skin. We can then apply those concepts and that interest and that focus onto really healing and improving our energy level, the way the skin on our body looks, how our body acts and feels, the weight of our body, all the things that go into a healthy, vibrant, energetic, fit body. And I'm so excited about this. I hope you guys are too. I would love to be able to talk about this more on my channel. The thing that I want to share with you today is a book I found that I think is brilliant at really walking us through how to get started healing our body. The book is called Getting Well Naturally From the Soil to the Stomach. It's by Penny Kelly. She's a naturopathic doctor. I've been following Penny for quite some time, and she's really quite an impressive woman. She knows so much about getting the body fit and healthy. I ended up finding out about this book about 7 or 8 months ago, and I initially bought the PDF version, which you can download right off of her website right away. Well, once I went through that book and I implemented a few of the processes in it, I decided that I wanted to have the book itself in my hand so that I could mark it up and dog-ear the pages and keep myself just more abreast of the contents inside of it. So I ended up ordering this. You can get it right off of Amazon. I'll have it linked below. The reason that I am such a fan of this book is that it really talks about the whole picture of having a healthy body. And where that whole picture starts is not in our diet, it starts in the soil. In other words, we need healthy soil and the healthiest and most nutritious plants to eat in order to have optimum health. And she addresses this so well in this book. In addition, she lays out what I needed to know when I first started on this journey, and that is how do you cleanse your body and prepare it for all the nutrients that you're going to be adding in down the road. There is a whole series in this book called the Major Detox Routines, and I'm kind of halfway through them right now, and I'm enjoying every single one of them. I have done the parasites and the fasting, and right now I'm working on the liver flush. I know that doesn't sound very glamorous, but oh my gosh, the difference that I feel already in my body is tremendous. The reason that I've waited for the liver flush is that I recently had a whole bunch of dental work done where I had mercury removed from my teeth. I wanted to get that mercury out of my body before I did the liver flush because that's going to help clear out all those heavy metals from my body. And I wanted to do it when I had that mercury completely gone. I can't recommend this book enough if you're interested in really getting your body to an optimal place. She's a fabulous writer, and she takes things that might not otherwise be very interesting and makes them easy to digest and fascinating. So I have enjoyed every single part of this book. One thing I want to point out is that if you do end up getting this book, I want to call your attention to this one chapter. It is the castor oil and olive oil sweat bath. That may not sound very good to you. Well, I did that one time a few weeks back, and oh my gosh, I ended up doing the process 3 times that week because it feels so incredible. Truly, I can't think of anything I've done, exercise or what, has made me feel as good as this particular process. There's something about the endorphin rush that you get at the end that is so delightful. Truly, if you get this book, go right here and check it out and give it a whirl if you'd like to, because I can tell you, it's one of my favorite things. I'd love to share more with you guys about what I've learned about getting your body in an optimally healthy way. I hope it's something that you're interested in. If it is, let me know down in the comments. So this is Getting Well Naturally from the Soil to the Stomach from Penny Kelly. I'll have it listed down below. Those are my favorites for the month of October. My gosh, I think this might end up being a very long video. Bless your heart if you're still here. I'm glad you are. I had a lot of fun sharing these great products this month. I found some new holy grails and some lines that I think are just terrific. I hope you found it fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you're interested in more makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman, stop by prettyover50.com. There's a lot more great information just waiting for you there. It just makes my day when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.